Let's go ahead and finally bleed the rear brakes on the Yz125. I apologize for the wait, everyone. I know you guys are antsy, but how do you guys think I feel? I want to ride this thing too. I was pretty busy today, but let's just go ahead and bleed the rear brakes. Once we bleed the rear brakes, we can actually freaking ride this thing. It's nighttime right now, so I'll have to wait till tomorrow again, but let's go ahead and bleed these dang rear brakes. It took me absolutely forever to figure out that we needed a vacuum pump on the front brakes, so we're gonna go ahead and use this vacuum pump on our rear brake too. I learned that these things make the process literally 100 times easier. Our rear might just be easier though because it's a shorter line, and there's not a big kink on it. Well, I guess there is back there, so I don't know, we'll see. Also, you're supposed to pull this out of the frame, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get away with this. As you can see when we press that down, our rear brakes don't work at all. Since this is an older YZ, our reservoir is up here instead of on our master cylinder like the new YZs. Let's actually just go ahead and start filling this thing with brake fluid. And we're going to fill this thing up all the way as we can. After filling it as much as we can, that's kind of pushing it, but let's actually just go ahead and start bleeding our system. We're actually just going to go ahead and hook up our vacuum pump, and then we're actually just going to go put it on the bleeder valve. Let's pump our brakes a couple times, and you should see some air bubbles come out of the reservoir. Usually you want to just keep this pressed down, but we don't need to have anything keeping it pressed down because there's nothing to raise it back up. Let's go ahead and pump this pump up to about 15. That way we don't introduce any air to the system, and then we could just go ahead and crack the bleeder valve. So no fluid actually came out of that tube yet, but our reservoir actually did drop quite a bit. While you're doing this, you never want to let it drop below the low level line or you're going to introduce air into your system. So always keep it filled to the top. But now with this vacuum bleeding, you don't have to do anything with the foot pedal. You just sit here and pump all the fluid out of the brake system, well, through the brake system, until you stop seeing air bubbles in the line right here. Remember, do not let this reservoir get too low. There we go, now we're getting fluid. Sweet, now we're just going to keep on pumping this until the fluid stops turning into air bubbles, because right now it's like probably about 20% fluid, 80% air. You also might go through a lot of brake fluid. Just don't forget to keep that topped off. Maybe have a buddy watch it and have them do it while you're pumping this, and holy crap, this is a forearm workout. You ever just gotta switch hands sometimes? We also topped it off too. I'll get back to you guys when you get all the air out of the system. And there you go, guys. Literally after like 3 days of doing the front brakes, I did the rear brakes in about 10 minutes. The brakes are working mint now. Our fluid is exactly where it needs to be, so let's actually just throw the cap on, mount that up, and literally all we need is these 2 return springs and we can go riding. I'm gonna go to the hardware store before I even get home from school.